Welcome back, everybody. Today we have video 41. This one's a fun one as we get to talk about reflexes and reflex arcs as well as dermatomes. So in a reflex arc, we got to go over some vocabulary here. You have a reflex, first of all. Many of you are familiar with reflexes. It is some sort of response to a stimuli that you don't even have to think about. There is no conscious thought involved. In the human body, a reflex might be 2 or 3 neurons long, depending on the type of reflex. It can go straight from a sensory neuron to a motor neuron, or it might go from a sensory neuron to an interneuron to a motor neuron. Many of your sensory neurons in a reflex arc are going to be called receptors because they are what's going to be receiving the information and receiving that stimuli and then carrying that information towards your central nervous system. An effector is going to be your motor neurons. These are things that are going to carry out some sort of an effect. So basically these motor neurons, because of them, there is an effect, and that's kind of why we call them effectors. Generally, when we think of reflexes, we're thinking of motor neurons controlling skeletal muscles. We call these an arc because information travels in one direction. So you're going to go from a sensory neuron towards your central nervous system and then through a motor neuron and return back to the area where that stimuli first took place. So it kind of all ends where it ends up starting. So we see this arc sort of path. The 3 types of neurons that I previously mentioned, you had your sensory, your interneurons, and your motor neurons. Sensory neurons take sensations, they're going to transfer that information towards the central nervous system, the spinal cord or the brain. Motor neurons are what are going to be the effectors, so they're going to take information from the spinal cord or brain to the rest of the body. Now you might have interneurons. These are a new kind here that we haven't talked about. They can connect sensory and motor neurons. Most generally, we're going to see them in the central nervous system as part of your spinal cord. So we see a picture here. They can be all sorts here. You have your multipolar, your unipolar, your bipolar neurons. We've already talked about these before. But let's get into an actual reflex arc. So you can kind of see this arc shape that we have going here. Information is going to travel in one direction here. So you have this pin. So you stepped on something sharp, somebody poked you with something. The sensory neuron is going to sense it. It's going to receive that stimuli. This probably is some sort of nociceptor sensing the pain chemicals associated with this pin going into the skin here. And you can even see it got all the way into the dermis. But then it's going to travel towards your central nervous system. You have a great section of the spinal cord here. And then it may pass through this green neuron here. This is an interneuron connecting the sensory to our blue motor neuron. Then from there, this motor neuron is going to travel back to some sort of muscle, generally a skeletal muscle. Just in general, we'll call it an effector, so that it doesn't necessarily have to be a skeletal muscle. And it's going to cause some sort of response. Generally, if you think this was a pin that got put in your skin, it's going to go into the muscles that are responsible for pulling your body part away from that pain. So for example, let's say this is a pin that you ended up stepping on, and this is on the bottom of your foot. This is going to go to the quadricep muscles in your leg, and some effectors like that. That's going to cause you to quickly lift your leg up so as that pin to not get pushed even further down into your foot. So this is what we see in a reflex arc. These senses and reflexes can be tested in what's known as a dermatome. Generally, we're just testing for sensations here. You can do, kind of see how it might relate to reflexes. But dermatomes are basically a map that looks at where different spinal nerves and different parts of the somatosensory cortex are sensing different areas on the body. How a sensory exam goes, you have a dermatome map, and you take a Q-tip and you press on various locations of the skin. Generally, you start the most distal as possible. And what you're trying to do is get the dendritic ends to sense that Q-tip is being pressed on the skin. You ask the patient, hey, did you feel that? Did you sense that? They respond yes or no, and you can adjust accordingly. The Q-tip is most commonly used. You can also do it for pain, vibrations, and temperatures, but with all those you might be inducing some sort of pain. Q-tip generally is not going to be inducing any sort of pain. So what you do, especially if you fear that somebody has been paralyzed, you want to figure out at what level might they have been paralyzed. So you might start all the way down here at the big toe, press on the big toe with a Q-tip, ask the patient if they felt that. If they say yes, they did, so you're thinking, okay, or if they say no, they did not, you're thinking, okay, it's somewhere L5, S1, S2, or above. You might move further up to the L4, and you just continue moving towards the head and also proximal. You can do the same thing with the hands here, and you just move closer and closer, and depending on what level they begin to not feel that Q-tip, could mean that they have a complete severance of the spinal nerve.